Welcome to the Schaefer Center here in the campus of Southwestern Sons of God University. I'm Rob Price, along with my co-host Tim Roberts. And Tim, we were just here 2 nights ago for a doubleheader. Let's do it again.
Yeah, right back here, right at the same place. A little bit different time, but it's good to be back in the flow of things. No more week-long breaks and stuff between games.
Tonight, the Lions and Lady Lions will face off against the Langston Lions and Lady Lions. So a lot of cats in the house tonight, Tim, and some really tightly contested battles facing us at the 5:30 game and later for the men at 7:30.
Yeah, some very important games, especially on the women's side. This is going to be a matchup of the number 8 and number 7 team in the Red River Conference. The Lady Lions finally making that jump into the number 8 spot. So they need to hold it now, though. They're just ahead by half a game. There's a long season to go, so it's one of those games you need to find a way to win to really give yourself a better chance of making the conference tournament.
SAGU coming into this game tonight 7-14 on the year, and as Tim mentioned, 4-10, good for 8th place in conference play, just ahead of them. The other Lions, Langston, they're at 6-7 in conference, 6-12 overall. Now, what's interesting is these Lions, the Langston Lions that is, are the 6-time defending Red River Athletic Conference champions. So we are in dogfight, cat fight tonight.
Yeah, they have been a juggernaut for a while. This has turned into a really good rivalry between the Lady Lions and, well, the Lady Lions and the Lady Lions of both schools. They faced it off and had some great matches in the past, and I think we can expect another one tonight the way the Lady Lions of SAGU are looking.
Last game, 2 nights ago, we faced off against Bacone, the Lady Warriors, and Lions came up victorious, 77-68 your final score there, sparked by an 18-0 run, was it?
18-0 run through the end of the first half into the beginning of the second half. They were down by 6 up to that point. They turned the game around and led the rest of the way, usually by double digits. Probably the best offensive clicking we've seen the team have all year long, really spurred on by the emergence of Bethany Kroc in the starting lineup. So turned into a very good game, and they just need to keep on riding that new offensive firepower into the tournament.
Not just Bethany Kroc, let's mention Brittany Griffin, who came off the bench and really sparked the Lions, hit some key jumpers out there in the corner. I think 3-4 in about a 4 or 5 minute stretch, and really, I think, surprised a lot of players, surprised the fans, and she played hard the rest of the night. So some more players emerging as we hit that stretch run here in conference play.
And that's what's going to happen because none of these players are established. Most of them are freshmen, so they have to emerge. The team's going to be able to advance. Well, let's go down to the court side now with Bianca Arlocone. She's standing by with Coach Beatles. Bianca?
Thanks, guys. I'm here with head coach for the Lady Lions basketball team, Arlen Beatles. Now, Coach, it seems that we're kind of in the same position that we were on Saturday night's game, and that we're trailing 7th place to Langston University. What needs to happen tonight in order for the ladies to pull out a win and for us to keep climbing up in the conference standings?
Well, actually, we have climbed up. We're in sole possession of 8th place. In Saturday's game, we were tied with Bacone. Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, Langston is a huge team. I don't know if you've noticed their lineup. They start a 1'6" girl, 1 6-foot girl, and they're very physical. So that's the biggest thing I just got through talking to girls about is we're going to have to really get on the boards, and it's going to be, a real physical ball game.
And we know that it's kind of been a rebuilding season for Langston as they're 1-8 on the road. We're currently 5-3 at home. What advantage does this put us at for tonight?
Well, it's a big advantage playing at home. Boy, we've been on the road. Know what? We played, 3 or 4 or 5 games on the road. That's tough. And, our fans are kind of slow coming in here because supper's going on right now. But before the game's over, we'll have a good crowd here, and it really helps our girls when we have the students and everybody backing us.
Thanks so much, Coach, and good luck in tonight's game.
Okay, thank you. We need it.
Rob and Tim, back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Bianca. Thanks, Coach Beatles, for your time. And speaking of Coach Beatles, a real fun day Saturday for him, a big day for him. Coaches versus cancer. We'll tell you more about that. That's in the break. Stay with us here at SAGU Sports Live. And welcome back courtside here at the Schaefer Center. Rob Price here along with my co-host Tim Roberts. And we mentioned Coach Beatles before the break. And a real big Saturday, Tim, coaches versus cancer. Of course, Coach Beatles mentioned his wife passing a couple of years ago from cancer, and our own information director, technology director, David Bush, walking through that cancer journey. And $5,000 plus, I think is the latest count, Tim. How much did we raise so far?
That's what I heard earlier today. We've now eclipsed $5,000. If you weren't able to see the video on Saturday night, you can go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/SAGU Sports Live. The video is up online there, so be sure and check that out. Post it, share it, like it. And if you're so led, go ahead and go to the SAGU website, find the Coaches versus Cancer story, and you can donate there. Well, let's go ahead and start talking about some of the key players of tonight's game, because this is one of those games you feel like is tight enough that it really could turn on how one or two players are able to come out tonight?
Well, I'll give you 4 from SAGU, beginning with, it all begins with the point guard play. Taylor Hill, the local star from Waxahachie High School, a freshman, stands 5'6", plays a lot bigger than that, tough young lady. At her side, another point guard, or another guard, is Bethany Kroc, who, as Beatles told us, is hard-nosed, literally had her nose broken 5 times the last year. So she's a scrapper. Don't mess with her. She will break you. She is coming on strong, and we saw the emergence of Brittany Griffin. We mentioned her a few moments ago. And then let's not forget Cassie Cox, averaging 9-10 rebounds a game, definite force on the inside. If she gets a mid-range jumper going, it's going to be a tough time for Langston tonight.
And she's going to have to be a big player. She's one of SAGU's tallest players, and she'll be facing off against 6'2" center Lexis Smith, hailing from Würzburg, Germany, for the Langston Lady Lions. She's going to be a tough threat all night long for the Langston Lady Lions. Their leading scorer, Amber Coleman, averages 18.1 points per game. So just you got to watch out for her. She can just drop it on you right there. 18.1 points per game is a very high average for ladies basketball in general. And last filling it out is Victoria Felix. She's 6 foot tall, and she averages 8.2 rebounds a game. That leads the Langston Lady Lions. So those 3 right there, I feel like they're the kind of players who can attack the weaknesses of SAGU. SAGU had a significant height advantage on Saturday night, something we're not used to seeing tonight. That's going to go back to normal, where they're going to have to scrap underneath the basket, fight for the ball on the floor. You're not going to have that height advantage you had before, and these 3 players really kind of are the reason for that.
Well, and so 2 starters 6 foot above, and there's 4 total above 6 foot, so we could see 2 off the bench with that same type of height. So Langston definitely a check mark on the height advantage. Now, as far as the depth, they have 4 seniors and 4 juniors on the squad, so and 2 sophomores and some freshmen. So they have a lot of leadership coming back from that 6-time defending Red River Athletic Conference Championship run. So new coach, first-year head coach David Johnson has got a veteran crew at his disposal.
And this has been a very odd season for them. The Langston Lady Lions in the 4 seasons prior to this went 78-6 in Red River Conference play. 78-6. Lost 6 games in 4 seasons.
That's huge.
This year, they're 6-7. So they have definitely had a year that is not traditional to how they have played in the past. So now it's just going to be up to them to find a way to stay inside the conference tournament mix. They probably don't have too high of a shot of being a regular season champion like they have been for the last 6 years, but as we heard Coach Beatles say on Saturday, it's a tournament game. If you make the tournament, you have that shot. So that's what both SAGU and Langston are looking at tonight. Give themselves a shot to make the tournament and advance from there.
Harlan Beatles, our head coach in his 7th year, leading the Lady Lions. As we mentioned, Dave Johnson, just his 1st year, and both coaches now fighting for that 8th and final playoff spot. Now, if they're able to beat Langston tonight, the Lady Lions that is, they would creep 1 game closer. There's a 3-game separation between that 7th and 8th spot. And, at this point, your goal in the season is to go and snag up 1 more spot on that ladder and try to steal that 7th place away from Langston tonight's the night to do it for sure. Well, let's go down to courtside now for the national anthem and beginning of a starting lineup. We'll be ready for tip-off in just a few moments.
As we honor God in prayer, then remain standing and face the flag as we honor our nation with the singing of the national anthem sung by SAGU student Noel DeYoung. Father, we thank you for another day, Lord, another day not promised to us. God, we thank you for protecting us, getting here safely. God, I pray for the players and officials that you protect them from injury. God, I pray in the end they give you all the glory, win or lose. Father, guide our steps, continue to guide our ways. May we glorify you, and it's in Jesus' name, amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the starting lineups for the Lady Lions. At guard, senior number 11, Raven Osborne. At guard, junior number 24, Jasmine Randolph. At guard, freshman number 25, Whitney Brown. At forward, junior number 30, Amber Coleman. And at forward, senior number 32, Vicoria Felix. Head coach is David Johnson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the starting lineups for your Lady Lions. At guard, freshman from Waxahachie, Texas, number 13, Taylor Hill. At guard, freshman from San Antonio, Texas, number 13, Anthony Cross.
All right, we are ready for tip-off. As I see the three referees giving themselves a fist pump to each other, they're fired up. The Lady Lions in orange are fired up. The Lady Lions in purple and white are fired up. And tonight, we're not going to call them Lady Lions because you and I are both going to get confused. So tonight, viewing audience, it's going to be SAGU in Southwestern or Langston, just to keep it nice and simple.
When you hear that, you should know. Yeah, there's only so many animals to go around, I guess. You run out eventually. The Red River has a lot of doubled up. You got 2 sets of Lions, 2 sets of Rams. But tonight, it's going to be the Lions facing off. And like I said, this is an old rivalry. For the longest time, SAGU was the only team in the Red River Conference who had ever beaten Langston in their home stadium. Obviously,
wow.
It's changed in the past few years. But Langston didn't forget that for a while.
Amber Coleman in a jump with Cassie Cox. Cassie Cox controls for Southwestern. Southwestern in white and purple stripes. Moving from left to right on your screen. Croc, mid-range jumper. Shot no good, cleared out by Langston. Here comes point guard Jasmine Randolph. Will set things up for the orange. And there's a steal out front. Croc picked that one up, and Hill will set up shop again. For the ladies' second possession of the game. There's a drive inside and a steal. The other way, off the glass, no good. Hill corrals that one down.
Good defense by Cassie Cox, not letting her get the open shot, but also avoiding the easy foul.
Looks like there could have been a whistle on that call. No foul. The Red River Conference officials known to be a little whistle happy. No whistle so far, a minute of the game, and there's a shot there from Sodich, a three-pointer. Southwestern up 3-0.
Yeah, Sodich just measured that one out and drilled it.
Southwestern showing a 2-3 zone, a quick 2-3 zone. Sodich moving quickly in her assignment. Now here's a wide open shot. And it's good, nothing but the bottom of the net. Vicoria Felix, a 6-foot senior from Spencer, Oklahoma, drains it, ties the score at 3.
She got wide open there, and when you get that much time, you're gonna hit it.
Now Sodich over to Croc. She lets a 3-point fly, got it. 3 shots, 9 points, 6-3, Southwestern.
Two teams not known for the three-point shooting ability, really. Opening up early.
And there's almost a steal from Croc, and she goes on the floor. They've got numbers if they want it, and they go drive inside. That's Jasmine Randolph and a whistle.
Foul on Sierra Hankins. That's the first foul of the game. And it will be a 2-shot foul.
On the line, Jasmine Randolph.
Jasmine Randolph, a freshman, a junior from Fontana, California, puts the first one in. Randolph, 9.8 points per game. 5th leading scorer for Langston. Looks for her 2nd point of the evening. She puts it right through, 6-5, Southwestern. Now a little pressure from the black and orange, and they need to get this across the 10-second timeline. Now here's a block, and they're going to have to hurry this across the timeline. I think now here's a steal from Langston. Now a steal back from Kroc. Interesting exchange there, Tim.
Yeah, that SAGU struggled with that full court press before, and it almost forces a 10-second. Well, it does force the steal, because Kroc is able to, you know, negate that by getting a steal right back.
And even though Langston did touch that ball because it didn't have possession, the 10-second clock was still in play. Kroc inbounds underneath the basket, and Hankins in trouble. Tries to get it off to Sodich, out of bounds. Langston ball.
So far, every early SAGU attempt to penetrate the interior has not worked. Langston just swarming on defense.
You've got a 6'2" player and a 6-foot player. Amber Coleman and DeCorey Felix packing it in high in the inside, post play, when the Lady Lions of Southwestern are trying to put the ball inside. So let's see if they can maybe work away on the outside and out to in, which may work. It opens up the inside game to get the outside game going. They tend to complement one another. Usually happens that way. Right now the Lions have hit 2 3-pointers. Now here's Hankins from short mid-range. Too strong. Now here's Kroc with the rebound. She puts it up, no good. Gets her own rebound. We'll reset the shot clock. Sodich over to Hill, back to Sodich from 3-point land, and she's 2 for 2 from beyond the 3-point arc. It puts the Southwestern Lady Lions up 9-5.
Timeout called by Langston, as the Lady Lions have found a groove from beyond the 3-point arc. Again, that's something we can't say we've seen a lot this season. Lady Lions 3-point field goal percentage just 27% on the season, and they open up 3 for 3, especially thanks to 2 from Jessica Sodich. But again, not exactly what you would expect. 3-pointers, Taylor Hill's the leader on the team with just 26 overall. So yeah, this is not a 3-point shooting team, but when you have to face a team like Langston where breaking inside might be a very difficult prospect, that's the night you need your outside shooting to heat up.
And Southwestern allowing just more than 6 threes per game on defense. So we'll see how this plays out. Again, we didn't really anticipate this, but a lot of trays letting it fly and finding nothing but the bottom of the net early on. Now here's Langston trying to figure out that 2-3 zone pesky defense from Southwestern. Here's a drive and a pass penetration over everyone's head. Turnover. Southwestern will get the ball back. 16-15 left in the first half.
And Langston drops back into this full court pressure.
And there's a steal, and now a steal back from Hankins. Nice defensive transition from offense to defense by Hankins, and saves the day for Southwestern. It's going to be a backcourt violation. Jessica's going to pick that up. It's going to be a whistle. Unable to handle that. It fell off her hand and just trickled back down court, and that's going to be a quick whistle. Langston will get the ball back on some sloppy play here the last 15-20 seconds, Tim.
Yeah, Langston unable to really control the ball after getting 2 steal opportunities with the full court pressure, both times resulting in immediate turnovers back to the Lady Lions.
Cox comes out high in that 2-3 defense. Love that quickness, and there's a throwaway. And both teams, I won't say looking nervous because they both drained a couple threes, but just getting in that offensive flow at times seems to be troublesome. And here's the first sub of the game, number 3 for Langston will check in. That's Amber Kinlaw.
Yeah, both teams just having a hard time getting passing. The Lady Lions unable to connect crisply due to tight coverage by Langston's defense. And Langston's having a hard time connecting with the way Lady Lions are kind of confusing. I think they're drawing players off from the usual offensive positions.
Hill. Crocker let one fly. In and out. A little too strong. Hankins almost came up with it. Swings it inside. Good post move, and it's a whistle and a foul. Going to the line will be Amber Coleman, the tallest player in the court at 6'2". She's a junior from Greenville, South Carolina. Good, strong move. Great pass inside from the point guard. She set up on the block and drew the foul.
Foul will go against Cassie Cox.
First one good, 9-6. Southwestern, still with a 3-point lead. This is the first really good inside play we've seen from either side that resulted in points. A nice inside penetration pass. She was on the block, ready, squared her shoulders, drew the foul, and delivered for Langston. Now here's this pressure again, Tim.
They're still having a difficult time getting it across easily.
Hill needs to go ahead and get this thing right across the line, and she does with just 2 seconds to spare. Now she looks inside. She finds a cutting Croc. Back over to Hill. Sodich in the corner. Looks inside for Hankins. Now 4 in the shot clock. They're going to have to let it fly. A nice inside pass. No call on the Sodich shot. It looked like she was trying to shoot it.
Grabbed her by the arm.
Yeah, Beatles saying she was grabbed by the arm as she went up for what appeared to be a shot. No whistle called, therefore the shot clock violation sounded. Langston will get the ball back. And, you know, that full court press kind of backs into a troublesome offensive set when you only got 18 seconds left and you don't get that first initial push. So here's a big 3-ball, and it's good. It looked good coming off the hands of Whitney Brown, a 5'8" freshman from Oktaha, Oklahoma. More pressure from Langston, and almost a steal there. Hill able to pull it in, and Hankins will set up shop now. Back to Hill. Strong drive up and in for Hill. The Waxahachie native puts Southwestern back up 11-10.
Yeah, she just sliced through that interior there. Took it, acted like she might have been going baseline. Drew enough tension to it, but she was able to cut in untouched. Lays it in, Lady Lions retake the lead.
And there's an errant pass inside, a scramble for the ball. Here's the whistle. It's gonna stay right here with just 9 left on the shot clock. Kinlaw set to check the ball in. She's from Port Arthur, a sophomore. Port Arthur, Texas, near Houston. Kinlaw, skip pass over. 3-point ball up and in. Have you ever seen it rain like this inside the Schaefer Center? It's raining threes. There's like 5 or 6 threes already. 11-13, 13-11. Langston takes the lead. Hill out to Cox. Short jumper. There's Hankins with an offensive rebound. Shot no good. Cleared out by Langston.
Couldn't get the putback. You got to finish off those plays. Getting the offensive rebound's huge, but you got to find a way to put it back.
Nice move. Split through that zone defense, found the seam, and scoring is Victoria Felix. Broke that zone defense down before they got fully set, and just like that, it's 15-11 Langston. Hill in trouble. She's going to need to call timeout, but first there's a steal. Here comes Kinlaw, puts it in, and a whistle.
Timeout called by Coach Beatles, trying to gather his team in, as they're just having a very difficult time.
Whistle signaling a timeout, and yeah, that's a good timeout by Beatles.
On the inbound passing, they are having a very difficult time getting the ball over the half-court mark. And then, like you said, you have the 10-second clock you got to worry about. But even if you get it over, if you waste the air 9 seconds, then you're looking at limited time on the shot clock to even have a chance to score. So it's really, really flustering the Lady Lions at the moment. They need to find a way to pivot and get it over as quick as they can. Because if you can start breaking the full court press, then you have the team where you want them. Then you can have a 5-on-3 advantage every time.
Absolutely.
You're wearing Langston down. You're making them run more than they need to. But as long as they can break it this easily, not have to move too much and shut you down, well, they'll stay in it.
And they won't stop this press as long as Southwestern can prove that they're struggling with it. Now Langston may get tired, but we'll see how their subs react. Now there's a good break of the press. Checking into the game is Brittany Griffin. Now here's a jump shot from Hill, no good. Scramble for the ball. Langston ball will go the other way. A quick shot, quick 15-footer from Hill, no good. Wasn't quite setting the offense, but she did have an open look, so you can't fault her for taking an open look at that before the defense was fully set.
Yeah, she broke through the line and really, just seeing some daylight, decided to take it.
Inside out game. Shot no good. Rebound was initially grabbed by Coleman and then stripped away, but the Langston Lions come back up with it. Now here's a near steal from Sodic. She's able to recover. Now a pass inside to Coleman, and she lost it. Yeah, that's a dangerous pass right there, but when you're 6'2" and you got a long wingspan like that, they're going to give that a shot.
Yeah, she got a hand on it, just unable to bring it down. If she had pulled it down, she was in a scoring area. She's either going to lay it in or get fouled.
Cox in trouble. She's swarmed, and here come Langston again. Nice pass, easy layup up and in for Whitney Brown. 19-11, and the press continues from Langston. Now they break free with Cox, and she lays it up and in. Nice break of the full court press as you talked about. If you can break it, you can punish quickly.
That's exactly what you want to do. You want to get inside, give yourself a chance for a one-on-one, two-on-one. Because if you get a player one-on-one inside the paint like that, you're leaving the defender with basically no chance but to let you score or foul.
There's a nice inside pass. Felix able to finish that off. And Langston will keep that 8-point lead. Griffin looking to get off early on some nice, perhaps some mid-range, maybe some three-point jumpers. But first here's Hill, high off the glass, a whistle. She'll go to the line and shoot two. Love that aggressive play from Hill, and we've seen it from Kroc as well in the previous game. And it really sets a tone offensively that they're not afraid to attack that defense if they see a crease.
And that's what you have to do right now. When you see that opportunity, you have to just take the ball and go. Taylor Hill misses the first though.
Cordia Harberton's going to give Sodic a break. Second one up and in. Taylor able to get down one of two free throws. Cut the lead to 7.
Langston need to reestablish some defense too. Obviously they're struggling in the full court press, but they're starting to let the Langston Lady Lions break inside a little bit.
Here's a trap. Now inside, now up underneath. Shot too strong. Cox with a strong rebound. And a whistle, an over-aggressive defender. That was Lexus Smith trying to steal the ball away from the pass from Cox over to her point guard, Hill. And love the aggressive play, but a foul called. And Southwestern will pick the ball underneath their own goal. And here comes, checking into the game, is going to be Andrea Lugo. Give Kroc a breather.
And Cassie Cox doing a great job of getting that rebound. She wasn't in position for it, just had to come across and fight for it.
Almost another Neal steal in the pass to Lugo. They're able to break the press this time, and now that's a loose ball, but Lugo able to corral it.
There just saves the over and back.
Langston showing a man-to-man defense. Then here's a shot from Harberton. Yes, sir. She pulls the Lions to within 5.
Lugo does a great job of bringing the defense in on the fake, then drives it and dishes it out to Harberton.
Nice inside pass. Very good pass from, that was Victoria Felix on the interior pass.
Langston really finding their way through this zone defense of the Lady Lions.
On a pass like that, I give more kudos to the passer. I mean, the layup, you better make it. That inside pass, the high post, the low post, the defense shift just a few feet. She saw the open offensive player by the post, and that's just a great court awareness from Felix.
Going to have a brief break. Substitution for Langston.
Jocelyn Thomas will check in for Langston. He's a 5'6" freshman from right here in Fort Worth, Texas.
Having a conference over here at the scorer's table. I believe it might be about a number on the court that does not appear on the lineups that we've been given. Looking over, yes, there's a number 34 on the court, but on the official lineup for the evening, there's no 34 on the lineup.
Oh.
So that.
And head coach David Johnson's looking it over. He looks a bit puzzled as to why that is unfolding. We may have to have a jersey change, or she will not be allowed in this game.
It's always the potential of just a typo, too. So hopefully we'll find out who number 34 is on the court here in just a moment. Clear things up. And this can happen a lot. Sometimes you have a jersey you wear, they wear one number at home, one number on the road, and that information just doesn't get passed along.
Doesn't get translated to the other SID, Sports Information Director, and that's exactly what we have here. We wish we could pass along a name. We'll get that as soon as we can, but number 34.
There's a chance it's Amber Warren. She's number 33 in our lineup, and that girl looks about 6'1", but I'm just guessing.
That's a pretty good guess. She looks to be about 6'1".
But now we're just in the land of wild conjecture.
Yes,
so
we are just guessing away.
Hopefully we will have an answer for you really soon, but at the moment, let's go ahead and go over to Jessica Price up in the stands. I think she's standing by with us, or maybe not. I think we're just about ready for that interview in the stands. No, and actually, no, now we'll have the Lady Lions will be shooting a technical free throw.
For that violation, it's going to be a 2-shot technical foul. Hill puts the first one through, unable to let the second one drop, so she does cut the lead to 6.
So the wrong jersey number.
And so we're going to assume it's Amber Warren, and they are letting her stay in the game.
Yeah, they'll let her stay in the game. It'll just cost Langston a point. So that
keep that in mind.
That is the definition of a technical foul.
Yeah, that is a technicality.
That is a technicality beyond all reason, but it is a rule, and it is it's the rule you got to follow.
If you're Langston, you don't want to lose by 1 for sure. That's not going to be a good bus ride home to lose 1 point, a 1-point game on a jersey violation.
So now Lady Lions just down by 6.
Lugo gets it over to Griffin. Harberton for 3. Too strong. Langston comes down with it. Nearing the 9-minute mark in the first half. Langston holding a 6-point lead. Now here's a pass and a whistle first. Jasmine Randolph trying to get the ball inside. Whistled possibly for a travel. Looks like she may have shifted her feet. And now Lugo's on the ground. Another whistle and a foul.
And the fouls have accumulated very quickly. We went the first 10 minutes without much at all, especially on Langston's end, and Langston now up to 3 on the half.
Amber Kinlaw charged with that foul, trying to apply the full court pressure. Lugo will run the point guard duties for Southwestern. And she was looking for Griffin in there, but really too many orange jerseys in the way. She's tried to slither it through 3 orange jerseys, Tim. We saw a perfect angle from our end, and she flashed, but really wasn't open enough, and Lugo lucky that ball went out of bounds. So here's a wide open cutting Cox, and she puts in 2 for Southwestern.
Perfect read. Cassie Cox spinning off her defender. Langston never knew where she was. Trap, very quick trap on the corner. Lady Lions have picked it up a pace. And she steps on the line. Turnover by Langston.
Gotta like that. If you're from Southwestern, a double trap high, then trap low. And that tells me one thing. The defense is moving fast tonight because one player had to do both of those assignments. And Southwestern showing they are quick on defense tonight and willing to scrap back. If they're going to press, they're going to trap back. So we'll see who wins this defensive battle. Now here comes Hill. Looks inside to Cox. No good. Back out to Lugo.
SAGU has gotten a couple of straight possessions without a problem with the press break. So we'll see if they can keep that up. Hill for 3. No good. Griffin, good job getting underneath that one.
Reset the shot clock. Harberton over to Cox on the elbow. Back out to Lugo. Still plenty of time on the shot clock. Hill drives.
Blocking
Lets one
foul.
fly. It's going to be a blocking foul. She's going to shoot. I think she was in the active shooting, Tim.
Yep, that was in the active shooting.
It wasn't a
during the
pretty
drive.
looking shot, but she sold me and sold the refs. That's all you got to do.
She'll go to the line for 2. She's gone 1 for 2 both of her trips to the line, so now she has a chance to bring the Lady Lions back within 1 possession.
And that's good coaching. They teach you that in practice, that once you know you have been contacted and the foul's about to be called, just throw the ball in the vicinity of the basket to at least make it appear like you're attempting a shot before your feet touch the ground, and chances are you will get a whistle in your favor.
That one rolls out, so Taylor Hill 3 for 6 on the night from the free throw line, but the Lady Lions have cut it down to a 3-point deficit. Under 8 to play.
And there's a steal from Lugo at the top of the key. She gets it up to Hill. She's going to take it all the way, and she's going to go to the line and shoot 2 more.
Great pressure by Lugo, just getting her hands in the air, causing the deflection, and then having the presence of mind to spin around and make the actual pick. Good pass to Hill as well. Got it in front of everybody to where, again, the only option is allow the layup or foul. And Hill will knock down the first one.
Cut the lead just to 2. They were down 6 a few moments ago.
And 9 before that. So I believe they trailed 21 to 12. So Lady Lions, somewhere in the vicinity of around a 9-2 run, make it 10-2.
And since the 13-11 score, we've seen no 3-pointers. So both Lions going the more conventional route of scoring with field goals and free throws.
And both have found paths through each other's defenses. That was not
There's
the
another
case
one
earlier.
here. Being an offensive foul called against Coleman. She had position, put the ball up, and on the second attempt of offensive rebound, called for a foul.
Langston now up to 6 fouls on the half.
And now here's a steal from Randolph.
SAGU goes a while without a problem on the full court press, but turns it over there.
Here's a 3-point from the corner. No good. Coleman with the rebound. She throws up a prayer.
That's a jump ball before she was able to strip it away.
And that was Griffin, I believe, who got enough hand on that ball for enough period of time that a jump ball, I believe, was called.
Possession arrow pointing in Langston's favor. So they will maintain the ball. Just leading by 1. Easy pass in and easy shot.
Nice mid-range jumper, nice 10-foot knockdown. You got to have those. And that's a good shot from Victoria Felix. Not the easy shot in the world, that 12-foot mid-range jumper. She's making it look easy, though. And now a travel called near the out-of-bounds line. That's going to be called on Harberton.
Looks like her...
Another turnover.
Looks like her foot left the ground, or both feet left the ground while she's attempting a pass and couldn't get rid of it in time.
Eliza Payne will run point guard duties for Langston. Sodich. Check that out. Jumps up in the air like a defensive quarterback looking to pick off a quarterback's throw to receiver, and literally intercepts that ball. It looked like the Seattle Green Packer game. They both came down at the ball at the same time, and that's going to jump ball.
Yeah, forces the jump ball, and essentially that forces the turnover.
Shades of Golden Tate.
Well, except she actually had possession and he didn't.
Yeah, well, we can argue about that a long time.
Some sort of illegal
and
motion.
A push or illegal motion away.
3 seconds in the lane, it appeared.
Away from the ball was the call. And that's just that's a mental turnover. You just can't have a lot of those and expect to win a ball game against this Langston team. You gotta love that quick shifting defense from Southwestern. 2 offensive rebounds from Langston, unable to put that ball through. Now here's another errant pass, tipped out of bounds. Southwestern will retain possession. Whitney Brown tried to get a hand on it. Just a 3-point advantage for Langston. In this battle for, well, not fully for 7th place, but here's a long pass to Lugo. It could become a battle for 7th place. If Langston gets a couple 3-game skid and Southwestern goes on a run, they could take that 7th place from Langston, and they're doing their job tonight to hang tough with these Lady Lions from Langston, Oklahoma.
Not a good foul there, because that will send the Lady Lions to the line. That's Langston's 7th and a half, so it's 1-1 from here on out.
Southwestern committing just 2 fouls in nearly 15 minutes of play. Now here's a great offensive board from Cox. We mentioned her in pregame, and there's why she's in the game right there.
She's almost about taking it up, but wisely pivots and puts it back out for the offensive attempt.
The 6'1" sophomore from Lufkin, Texas.
Foul. Lugo has it knocked away in his foul, so she'll go right back to the line with another 1-and-1 opportunity. Jasmine Randolph with her 2nd foul of the game.
And Ravine Osborne, the starting guard, will check back in for Jasmine Randolph. Osborne from Gilmer, Texas. She's a senior, one of 4 seniors playing for head coach Dave Johnson.
Lugo hits the first this time.
It's a nice release. Like that release. Nice high finish. Good rotation. Holds her shot. This could cut it to 1. She does so. Still no full court pressure applied from Southwestern towards Langston. You could see that later on in the second half, but for now, Beatles elects to just sit back in that 2-3 zone, which is a fast, quick 2-3 zone. They shift really quick. And these skip passes could be in trouble. A lot of rotation. In the case of, there's a skip pass clear on the other side. Pass inside now. Cox gets a hand on it. She's going to be whistled for a foul. Cox was trying to deny that interior pass heading towards Ravina Osborne, and referee saw that little too much action there, so she was whistled for a foul. That is her 2nd foul, and she will probably come take a seat on the bench. Yes, she will, and Sierra Hankins will check in for Cassie.
Yeah, wisely. Don't want to let Cassie Cox's fouls accumulate too quickly. Just 5 minutes left in the first half. Wouldn't be surprised if we didn't see her till after the intermission. Andrea Lugo again.
From Lugo, she gets it up the hill. Hill waits for help.
Great steal and great
back
pass.
to Lugo. Good inside pass to Griffin, and she lays it up and in. A nice move. Centered herself in the middle of the paint, off the left hand. And she is left-handed, but that's a fine move. A great eyesight, court awareness from Lugo.
And Langston will call a timeout, now trailing by 1. Let's go up to the stands now with Tyler Evans. She's in the stands with a fan. Tyler?
Hello, here we have Bruce Stamens from the Director of the Criminal Justice Department. Last week, the criminal justice majors had an opportunity to have a hands-on experience with the local police department. Why don't you tell us about it?
Oh, thank you. In our analysis of police operations course, the students did have an opportunity to get out in a real police car and practice doing vehicle stops. They played the role of the police officer as well as the role of the bad guy, and they got to see what it's really like for a police officer to conduct a traffic stop.
Now, where do you see the criminal justice department going?
Well, we've quadrupled in size in about 3.5 years here. We're excited to add in the very near future to add a police academy, a Texas police academy within our degree, embedded in our degree. We're adding a forensic science crime scene technology course that will, if the student successfully completes, they'll have a crime scene technology certificate to add with their bachelor's degree.
Thank you so much. It is so great seeing faculty and staff being supportive. Back to you, Rob and Tim.
All right, thank you, Tyler, and thank you, Mr. Bruce Stamens. And this looks like a cop. He's from New York. He's a friend of mine, and he emigrated from the East Coast of Texas, loves it here in Waxahachie, and he's just a fine addition to our faculty staff here at Southwestern.
Wow. And so far, this game has really been defined a lot by turnovers. Teams are about even on. Langston has 12 on the game. SAGU has 11. And just a moment ago, is Lugos who got the big steal, and another steal right there.
There's a steal from Hankins right on cue.
So make it 13 turnovers, and that's the 6th steal for SAGU on the evening.
Took it right out of Coleman's breadbasket.
SAGU with a chance to extend their lead.
Nice move by Hill, pass back out to Lugo. And now she lost the ball, but I think she was tripped.
Yeah, it's going to be a reaching foul possibly on Eliza Payne. So that will send Lugo to the line again. Lugo is 2 for 3 from the line. And a chance, like I said, just to start increasing this SAGU lead.
One of the purest shots, one of the purest looking shots, I think, on the entire team is belonging to Andrea Lugo. Just really love her release. I'd like to see her develop as a player in the years ahead. She's a junior from San Antonio, Texas, Somerset High School.
Langston is now scoreless over the last 3 minutes. Last time they scored was 6:49. So with under 4 minutes remaining, now Langston on a 3-minute scoring drought, and it shows as they've dropped behind by 3 when they led as many as by 8.
Back outside, here's a 3-ball, a long one, off the rim, no good from Kinlaw. Offensive rebound, too strong. Griffin comes away with it.
And this is what SAGU did Saturday night against Bacone. They was close, they were behind, and they put together a big run in the first half. They are in position to do the exact same thing right now. Defense holding strong against Langston, the offense finding scoring opportunities. Lugo goes up and just can't make it fall.
Nice move inside from Lugo.
Good drive, found a spot on the glass.
Unable to finish it.
Yeah, just couldn't make it drop.
And here's a pass inside, and she's in trouble, and she's going to get tied up.
Another jump ball. SAGU has now forced 3 jump balls this half.
And that's what happens on that tight 2-3 defense. There are places not to give the ball, and that's a bad spot right just below the foul line is a place that will quickly be attended to by that 2-3 defense. So she was open, but the spot in the zone wasn't the best place when to be open. And so there was a jump ball call, but Langston will retain possession.
Shot clock down to 5 for Langston. They have to just launch it up here.
And it's a travel on the point guard.
Well, she was trying to find a way in. She was down to 2 seconds on the shot clock and was desperately trying to find a way to get it up.
I think it was Kinlaw called on that travel.
Yeah, she took one step too many while trying to create an opportunity.
Well, she knew that shot clock was dwindling down and just trying to find just an open place to shoot, and foot was dragged.
So Schwazi puts it back, and appears like Langston's dropped off some of the full court press. They're not showing it nearly as aggressive as they were just a few minutes ago.
And the Lions now hold a 3-point advantage. How about Hill on the inside?
Has it stripped away, trying to go up. SAGU missing a few chances to really increase this 3-point lead they have, but they have not allowed Langston to score now in over 4.5 minutes.
Good inside pass to Coleman, and she delivers a nice inside pass from Kinlaw. Found her big center waiting for her meal at the block, and she was fed. The Lions are fed.
Hill will just try to get it back out to Lugo now, and SAGU attacking the corners to get around this full court press. It's really almost more of a zone press. They're just dropping 2 in the middle.
Foot on the line.
Yeah, bad pass, and Sodich couldn't wrangle it.
We'll put Hill on the line. Here comes Harberton. She'll come in for Sodich. Just 1:35 left in the first half, and Langston sitting at 9 fouls. One more will put them in the double bonus for Southwestern should they commit one more foul. Meanwhile, Southwestern committing just 4 fouls, so I doubt we'll probably see Langston at the charity stripe unless there's a shooting foul called the rest of the first half. There's a skip pass, too strong, out of bounds. Southwestern will get the ball back. In that 2-3 defense, Tim, they look so inviting because the defense shifts so much towards you. At the moment of the pass, the person on the other side of the court is open, but the 2.5 it takes for the ball to travel, this defense is too fast and they recover. Now that pass was a bit high, but it was because the defense was playing high, hands up high as you should, and so credit the defense for that errant pass.
The defense does give some very inviting targets and then closes them off. Lugo with a floater. Very nice.
Wow.
Cuts inside and then just pulls up, makes it sink in. Lady Lions up by 3 with just under 40 seconds now remaining in the first half.
Another inside pass. Coleman unable to haul that one in.
Hill scoops it up. Another turnover for Langston. And SAGU can hold for last shot if they so choose. But
Hill's not going to wait. She's going to let one fly. Hanks with an offensive rebound, and there's going to be a whistle and another jump ball. Nice play to grab that. Raven Osborne saw Hankins show that ball right in her midsection, and she just put her hands on it. That's going to be a quick whistle. But Southwestern will retain possession with 14.7 left on the game clock.
Nice pass out to Hill.
Lugo launches a 3. No good. High rebound. 5 left. She's going to put this up and hope for a prayer. No good. Another shot. It's going to be after the buzzer. No good. So we have reached halftime here at the Schaefer Center. And the Southwestern Lady Lions lead the Langston Lady Lions by a score of 30-27.
And they kind of had to scrap back in. Again, they were down by 8. Things were not going their favor at all. But they've just turned it around. Their defense has made stop after stop. Very interesting to see how many turnovers Langston has now. They had 13 a moment ago. That went up significantly in the last 2 minutes. And Lady Lions making some things work on offense finally, starting to penetrate in through that, you know, that very tight, very aggressive Langston defense.
Well, let's see what assistant head coach Corey Henry has to say about the first half of play. Bianca standing by with Coach Henry.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with assistant coach for the Lady Lions basketball team, Erin Henry. Now, coach, it's such a close game. The Lady Lions have the lead by 3 points. How important is outside shooting tonight?
It's actually been really important. The start of the game, we actually came out and hit some big threes. Kind of cooled off a little bit after that, but we've been able to get some finishes at the rim tonight. It's been very big for us. Defensively, we've done a great job there. I mean, we're moving well on defense, and actually shutting down their outside shooters pretty good for right now.
And what do the Lady Lions need to do in the second half to keep up the lead, to keep moving up in the conference standings?
Oh man, defense. Langston's a well-coached team. They execute very well. We've just got to keep hustling. Got to keep after them.
Thanks so much, coach, and good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Rob and Tim, back to you.
Thank you very much, Bianca. And we'll be right back after this quick break with some first half stats and some more information for you. You're watching SAGU Lions basketball here on SAGU.TV on the SAGU Sports Network. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Schaefer Center. We are at halftime where the Southwestern Lady Lions lead the Lady Lions from Langston by 1 3-point goal, which happened early in the game. A flurry of 3-point shots got this game rolling, and right now we stand at 30-27, the Southwestern with the lead. And Tim, some first half stats to pass along to our viewing audience today.
Looking here at
well, we'll take a look at some first half stats here. We've got a lot of balanced scoring for Southwestern. My goodness, we got Sodich with 6. You've got Hill with 7. You've got Lugo with 6, and right behind her is Cox with 4. And also you've got Croc with 3, and Harberton with 2, and Griffin with 2. So every player who's been on the court except for Sierra Hankins has scored for the Lions. So a lot of balanced scoring attack. 3 out of 8 from three-point land. Overall field goal percentage at 42.9. That's really, really strong. For the Lady Lions of Langston, 3 of 7 from three-point land. They hit a few early and often. Overall, a 43.5 percentage for field goal percentage for the Langston Lady Lions. Leading the way for Langston is Victoria Felix. She's got 9. Right behind her is going to be Whitney Brown with 8. And after that, you've pretty much got Amber Coleman with 4. And that's about it. A few more with 2 points. So most of the scoring coming from 2 players, Brown and Felix, while a balanced attack from Southwestern.
Yeah, and you mentioned earlier, Sierra Hankins doesn't have any points, but she does have 3 steals. That leads all players on the court. And she's also come away with 3 rebounds. That leads the Lady Lions. Looking at some of the team comparisons here, they're both shooting 43%. Langston has a slight edge on rebounds, but you're looking at turnovers. Langston has 16 turnovers compared to only 13 for the Lady Lions. The Lady Lions had a significant free throw advantage too, as Langston committed 9 fouls to only 4 fouls for SAGU. Langston, of course, held the largest lead of about 8. SAGU's largest lead is 3. And you look at that, that's a very evenly matched first half that turns on 2 things. It's fouls and turnovers, and they're almost even on turnovers, but it's the fouls. I mean, SAGU has picked up 5 more points than Langston off of free throws because of fouls, and that's what comes with a full court defense, as you know. You know, you play full court, you play more aggressively, and it's going to result in more fouls. And, you know, for SAGU, I think you have a good recipe right now for success. You've put together some really good trips down the court. I think you've really kind of survived a lot of what Langston's defense can throw at you. They've overcome the aggressiveness. Langston has a lot of aggressiveness, and like I mentioned, the size advantage. SAGU has not let the size advantage phase them with that quick shifting 2-3 zone as you're talking about. They're not letting them just split inside, and the passing has been usually good enough for Lady Lions, although it resulted in 13 turnovers. It feels like that could be 25. With how often the press has been on and how aggressive it's been, it feels like that turnover number could be even higher than what it is right now.
Well, the full court press, once Langston backed off of that, their lead evaporated. And so I'm not sure if there was a reason why they did that. Maybe they got too tired, but look for that to be in full measure in the beginning of the second half, as Langston held the lead through the first 3 quarters of that first half. But Southwestern able to catch up and then take the lead by 3 after the largest lead was 8 by Langston early on.
Yeah, and that's just 5 points for Langston in the last, I'd say, about 6.5 minutes of the half. That's what we saw SAGU, like I said, on Saturday night. They were down by 8 to Bacone, and they just chipped away. They put together a big run. Not as big of a run as they've had tonight. You know, tonight hasn't been nearly as big as that, but they've done what they need to do. They've taken the 30-27 lead into the half. You have the halftime lead at home, and like I said, things are clicking your way. Over the last few games, we've seen this team start to emerge. They beat Texas College on the road. They hung with Wiley, the #1 team in the Red River Conference, on the road. They beat Bacone at home. We might finally be seeing this team really emerge, come through that tunnel, and be able to hang with a team like Langston that we mentioned. 6-time conference champions, 6 conference championships in a row. They're not nearly as good this year, but you have to respect that number no matter what their record is this year so far.
And Amber Kinlaw, impressed with her play. She's got 4 assists for Langston. She's a sophomore, so she, as a freshman last year, experienced the Red River Championship. Really doing a great job getting that ball inside to her big man, Amber Coleman, who's delivered some, although she's also missed a couple, but assists are really in full measure for Miss Kinlaw today.
Yeah. And again, but the main fact, I think Langston has reduced their turnovers. Talking about Amber Coleman, she has 4 turnovers in the first half. And all these turnovers, I mean, you don't exactly see where they're coming from. They're just getting, bobbling the ball on the inside. They've had a number of just bad passes. And again, you can credit Lady Lions defense that a lot, how they're shifting very quickly, covering up open players. But for the most part, they've really done a good job of, limiting them. So, all right, we're going to go to a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with some more first half stats and possibly an interview on the court right after this.
Welcome back here to the Schaefer Center. We're at halftime, 30-27 Southwestern leads. And Tim, a reminder of viewers about all the opportunities to participate in our program via Facebook.
Yeah, got to go like the Facebook page. You say it game after game, but you got to go do it. You have highlights after each game, the inside interviews we do. The piece on Coaches versus Cancer is up there right now, so be sure and check that out without a shadow of a doubt. We're also the first place that you're going to be able to get all the latest news, all the latest updates. And when the polls break tomorrow, I promise you 5 minutes after they break, they'll be up on Facebook. So be sure and like that page.
You're good
watching
at that.
the polls.
You're real good at that.
I'm watching the polls all the time, man. Even when they're not updated, I'm just watching them. Well, let's go down to Bianca Alarcona on the court. Bianca.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Adjunct Professor David Leatherberry. Now, David, tell us a little bit about your connection to the team. You're kind of known as the honorary coach. What is your role to the basketball team?
Well, thank you. No, they kindly invited me to be the chaplain to the basketball team. It's a great joy for me. These are wonderful young men. It's wonderful to see them grow in God and how they play hard. Great coach, loves God. So it's a real privilege for me, and I just try to be a little bit of encouragement to them because this is wonderful what God's doing in their lives.
Now, what is your prediction for tonight's game against Langston?
What is my prediction? we will win.
As always, you have it here. David Leatherberry, Bianca Alarcon, Robin Tim, back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Bianca. Thank you, Mr. David Leatherman. Good to see him supporting us with the SAGU Lions tonight, and we've got quite a few staff and faculty here in the crowd, but there's a lot more seats, so come on out. There's plenty of time to come cheer the Lady Lions, and later on, the Lions, who begin at 7:30 tonight, Tim.
7:30 or about 20 minutes after this game ends, whichever comes, I guess, second, because it'll start at 7:30 one way or the other. So good to hear from David Leatherberry, longtime missionary in the country of Afghanistan. So it's great to have, again, that kind of spiritual leader, really consulting the guys, helping them out. You know, I see him out here all the time during practices. He's out here for every game. So it is great to see how invested a lot of these professors and members of the staff and faculty get with the team. So as you were saying, though, be sure and like us on Facebook. Like I said, all the latest content will be there when SAGU goes on the road, which is only twice more for the season, but you'll be the first to see the scores and giveaways. We're still planning some giveaways, and I'll go ahead and hint at it. There might be some big news for SAGU Sports Live coming out. I can't tell you. They can hear me. They can all hear me, so I can't tell you right now. But might be some big news coming out over the next few weeks to months. So be sure and pay attention to our Facebook page, because when that news breaks, that'll be the first place that it comes out. And you're going to want to hear this news when it comes around. I promise you that. So be sure and stay tuned and like the Facebook page for that for all the latest updates. Well, we're just about 3.5 minutes away from the beginning of the second half. Let's go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, second half action. Lady Lions of SAGU lead the Lady Lions of Langston 30-27 here on SAGU Sports Live. Yeah. Welcome back to the Schaefer Center. Your Lady Lions lead 30-27 over the Lady Lions of Langston. And during one of the timeouts, we had head coach Arlen Beatles hooked up with the microphone. Take a listen.
Hey guys, just we talked about all night. Just be strong with the basketball now, and you know when you're against that little press, don't float anything, and be strong with the ball. Hey, now like I was telling you a while ago, when the ball's over here, you don't need to come in the blue, in the purple. You got too far to go. Just hang on the outside of it.
And there you have it. Her giving instructions to Jessica Sodich, who was 2 of 3 from three-point land early on, instructing her to stay wide out, keep looking for that long jump shot.
Yeah, and just instructing the team overall, just, you know, he said, don't float those passes, make sure they're crisp, don't leave them really elevated. You know, that gives way too many opportunities for an intercepted pass, you know, and so just basically telling the team to do what we saw them doing over the last minute or so, or a couple minutes of the first half, which is fewer turnovers, crisply breaking that press to the point that I think when we saw Langston back off the press is they weren't seeing the same success. So you don't want to burn your players out if you're not seeing the same rate of success as you want.
Southwestern looking to win their second game in a row after coming home from a 1-4 road run, winning their last game here at home 77-68 over the Bacone Lady Warriors Saturday night. So looking to make it 2 in a row here at the Schaefer Center and really solidify that 8th position in the Red River Athletic Conference.
And this is big because this is one of those games that, again, on paper, you look at standings, you don't say the Lady Lions should win. This is one of the ones they need to come away with because it's a team that you want to beat that a lot of teams behind you haven't beaten. So very critical 20 minutes here. The Lady Lions try to hold on and find a way to beat their rivals from Langston, Oklahoma.
We're underway here in the second half. Langston will start off the second half with possession. And here's a 3-ball. No good off the hands of Whitney Brown. Now a whistle.
Cassie Cox trapped in by 3 Langston Lady Lions spins around and travels after getting the good rebounds. So the Lady Lions already have their first turnover, just about 20 seconds in.
Nice inside pass from the point guard, from the inbounder. Unable to connect with that shot. Now up ahead, Sodich. Back to Hill. Here's a cutting. Croc gives it back to Hill. Looks left. He finds Croc. Now 9 on the shot clock. Back to Hill. Looking for an opening in that stifling man-to-man defense.
Gotta take a shot.
Here comes the shot. And she did get it off before the shot clock buzzed, but Langston able to pick up the rebound and a quick, oh, nice pass inside.
But unable
to. Jasmine Randolph, a little scoop inside. Yeah, unable to handle that ball, I think, was Coleman.
Coleman was unable to pull it down.
The pass was what you say, too good. It was too good.
That can happen. Sometimes you think, there's no way I'm open. They're not going to pass it to him, and they find a way to put it through, but you're not expecting it because you figured you were covered. But another ball that just sails out of bounds for Langston. They had too many of those in the first half. They got to reduce those. It's one of the reasons they've allowed the Lady Lions to take this lead. Taylor Hill with jumper, never really saw its target.
Pass inside to Coleman. She goes reverse the other side. Pulls Langston to within 1. And now here comes that full court press, Tim. We talked about this in the first half. And they've got a lot of pressure on those point guards for Southwestern, able to get across just in time.
Foul on Bethany Croc, so she'll get to inbound it, and SAGU will get a full shot clock back. That's another big thing. Shot clock has gone down in significant ways, trying to break the press.
I looked up when she crossed. It looked like the shot clock was at 19, which would have been a violation, but no whistle from the referees.
Made it over just in time. Croc threads inside. Very nice.
Nice shot from Croc. A recent spark plug for head coach Arlen Beatles pulls the Lady Lions of Southwestern back up by 3. Now here inside to Coleman. Unable to handle it. There's going to be a jump ball called. There's the whistle.
Coleman trying to use her feet to grab the ball. That does not. I don't think that counts as a jump ball if you use your feet. But she's able to.
Yeah, Hankins even saying she's using her feet.
Yeah, that's what Hankins is arguing. It is ruled the jump ball. So Lady Lions will get possession, but the arrow will flip back to Langston. So Coleman getting away with a little bit of soccer action.
That's your game, Tim. Mr. European missionary, Mr. Soccer guy. You grew up watching soccer, didn't you?
More hockey. It was colder where I was. Too cold to go outside.
Both. Okay.
Langston with a quick break.
Nice little reach from Hankins. He's going to get called for a foul. Looked pretty clean from my end.
Well, actually, it's going to be a jump ball. Jump ball.
It was clean. All right. I thought it was going to be a whistle for a reach in, but
completely clean. So she forces the jump ball. So Langston will retain possession, but just moments after the arrow switched against him, the arrow goes right back for SAGU.
Lugo check in for Hill. Osborne runs point guard duties for Langston. Over to Randolph. It's a big 3, way off the mark. Offensive rebound, though. That ball actually hit the ground, Tim. There's a shot inside. No good. Rebound. Sodich clears. She picked up her dribble.
SAGU gets across easily, though, after a little bit of danger underneath the basket. The shot clock approaches 10 seconds.
Hankins calls for the ball. She got the ball thrown her way, but leaning left, pass came right, and that ball just past her outstretched hands. Turnover, Southwestern. I like that aggressive stance that Hankins just hunkered down and just called for that ball against the defender, Coleman. And now it's going to be a whistle on Hankins. Hankins asking for the hook, but doesn't get it. She'll get called for the foul, the reach in on Coleman.
That's Hankins' second foul. First of the half and only 5th for the game for SAGU.
There's a nice shot up and in from Felix. Found a spot in the high post. Shifted a bit close and puts that up and in, and now it's a 32-31 ball game, Southwestern. Inside to Kroc. Nice pass from Sodic to Kroc.
Great adjustment underneath the basket to make sure the defender had no chance at that ball. Kroc just knowing, great basketball awareness.
And now on near steal from Kroc. And now a steal from Sodic on the inside, a loose ball. Cox ends up with it.
And it's going to be a foul on Amber Coleman. Yeah, Sodic batted it away, and Cox battled for it. Second foul on Coleman. And the Lady Lions of SAGU force another turnover.
Here comes Kroc again. She'll skip it back out to Lugo. Inside of Hankins. Oh, and Kroc just slipped right through her hands on a relatively easy pass from Sierra.
Both teams, you know, whoever can go a few possessions in a row without a turnover.
Another turnover.
Might have this game in the bag, with it just being a 3-point game at the moment. You can just go 3 or 4 possessions in a row without turning the ball over. I mean, that might be a lot to ask at the moment, though. These are two very good defenses, and they're definitely flustered what these offenses can do.
There's a high pick from Hankins. That gives Lugo room. That's all the room she needs, and she drains the three. Set up by the pick from Hankins, the high pick. Free to Lugo, and she drains it.
SAGU has their largest lead of the night now, draining the three as Langston calls a timeout. They cut it back into 1 a few times after the intermission, but SAGU now forcing turnover after turnover. Finally take advantage and knock down the big three. That's their 4th of the night, which ties what is their average for the season.
That's good team basketball. Against the man-to-man, those high screen picks can be very effective. You just need a half a second of time if you're a decent shooting point guard. And, you know, hats off to the big players, the forwards, the centers coming out of their comfort zone, getting beyond that field goal, that free throw line, setting a pick, and Lugo able to drop that one for Southwestern, giving them their largest lead, as you said, of the night, 37-31.
And I feel like SAGU has put together a very good response to this full court press. We're seeing them drop into a very established offense. Sierra Hankins right inside, right past the line, dead center, where they don't have a man on her. So you know she's going to be open. You know she has the hands to be able to just grab a ball wherever you put it. And so they've really established a very good offense to get down the court and not allow those point guards to get left on an island back there with a 3-on-2 against them. So they've made a very good adjustment with that full court press. I don't think Langston's going to drop out of it in this kind of close game when it has forced us to make turnovers, but SAGU at least has found a way to counteract it.
There's another inside pass from Felix, who looked like she elbowed Kroc pretty hard and hooked her, but no whistle called. Happened near the top of the free throw line, between the top of the key and the free throw line. Refs didn't see it. 3 ball. She delivers, and that's number 3, Amber Kinlaw, with 4 assists on the night. Now add a 3-point shot to her stat sheet. Dangerous pass. Hankin able to pull that one in.
Just had to rely on her to get that one. Shot clock was running down on them, so they had to get it across.
Lugo outside to Hill.
Kroc misses the 3-point basket. And Langston comes up with it.
That's an errant shot and hauled in by Hankins. The Southwestern sticks with that 2-3 defense. Able to pack the paint. Griffin set to check back in. The next stoppage of play. And there's a wraparound pass. Oh, from Hankins. And Hankins being told by coach, put that up and in. And she was looking for Cox at the other side of the post. And Cox really wasn't expecting it because Hankins had a shot for a layup and let it go.
Hankins had the open
Let's
look.
go one too many passes, I think.
Yeah, that can happen sometimes. I mean, you never want to criticize team basketball. Sometimes you just got to be able to take the shot. Sierra thought Cassie was going to stay still, but Cassie was driving in for the potential rebound opportunity off of the layup.
Sure.
And so she was not there.
And there's a rebound from Cox, and she clears out to Lugo.
Langston not shooting very well this half. They've had just as many opportunities as SAGU to make this game go their favor.
Off the glass, shot no good. Cox almost pulled it in. A drive inside, looked good, unable to finish that. It's Jasmine Randolph.
And Cassie Cox is pulling down boards like crazy right now. She had only 3 in the first half, but she's put together 2 or 3 just in the last few possessions.
Lugo drives inside, and she gets the friendly roll. Lugo limping as she goes back down the court, puts the lines up 39-34.
Great awareness. She saw the opening in the middle created by good offensive spread.
She is not at full speed. Something happened on that drive or the drive before, and possession before, and she is definitely limping.
Kinlaw on the ground is able to pick it up.
Now Croc's on the ground.
And SAGU able to force another turnover. Langston's just got to be kicking themselves with how many times they're turning it over right now. Not indicative of how they're used to playing at all. Getting very physical underneath the basket right now.
Pass nearly stolen out to Griffin. She loses it.
Croc
and here come 2 more players in for Southwestern. Sodich and Croc will take a seat.
Harberton steps in.
Lugo's still on the court. Her ankle or something was definitely giving her trouble a few moments ago. Let's see if she can put that behind her. Sometimes just the pure adrenaline of being on the court and mask the pain, but she was definitely limping a couple of possessions ago.
Another turnover by Langston. It's just piling up on them right now. They're only down by 5, but if they end up... Oh, what a save by Lugo.
Another turnover, a pass from Hill to Harberton. Harberton let it go. Oh, thinking Lugo was right behind her. They got numbers now. Griffin elects to pass up that wide open jumper.
She was a bit too far from the basket for her comfort, and it wasn't for 3, so they pass up numbers.
She's got... Harberton passes up that long shot back to Lugo.
Got to take a shot.
Now inside to Cox.
And again, 1 pass too many. Cassie Cox had the drive, had a chance to put it up, and possibly...
She would have beat the shot clock.
She would have beat the shot clock, had a good look, and had the chance to draw the foul. Instead, passes it up, and that shot clock expires. SAGU doing a very good job of passing right now, just often doing 1 too many each way down the court.
It's usually the guards who have to be real careful about that shot clock. In that case, it was the post play, and all 5 have to know how much time's on the shot clock. It's usually the point guards or the shooting guard. In that case, Cassie Cox just knew it was getting close, but not that close. Shot from the corner, it might fall, and it does fall. That is Raven Osborne, who pulls Langston to within 3. That was our halftime lead. She's got 1 second to get across the court.
And she just does. Lugo.
Nice pick and roll inside from Cox, unable to finish that off. Langston, benefit of yet another turnover.
SAGU has to start putting together some good possessions. They didn't have a bad one down there last time, just couldn't find a scoring opportunity.
Nice trap from Southwestern. That zone trap defense is really working well for the Lady Lions of Southwestern right now. They will maintain a 3-point lead.
Coach Beatles calls a timeout on the play as Jasmine Randolph does a good job of saving the ball. Let's go up in the stands now with Tyler Evans. Over to you, Tyler.
They're talking right now. Come back to me. Just come back. Well, we'll get with Tyler in a few moments. Some technical difficulties with that microphone. We'll check back with Tyler in just a few seconds with our next break. She was talking with volleyball head coach Hank Moore, who has created a rock-solid foundation as leader of the ladies volleyball program, winning a handful of Red River Conference titles, and he's one of the best in the business.
And he's watching two of his proteges out here actually right now, Jessica Sodich and Cassie Cox. So, well, we're going to get some updated stats. Teams are now even at 21 turnovers apiece. Still have 10 minutes to go in this game. That's 42 combined turnovers, 7 coming from Amber Coleman, 6 from Jessica Sodich. So, like I said, whoever can piece together 3 or 4 consecutive trips down the court without turning the ball over, you know, might just have the run they need to win this game.
Southwestern shooting 50% from the field, and Langston just 33%. Now that's going to be a whistle. Could be a travel. They're going to talk it over. Maybe a foul.
Foul on Lugo. The SAGU's only taken 8 shots combined through the first 10 minutes of the first half. They're 4 for 8. A lot of that is, again, turnovers and, you know, that shot clock violation.
For the game, Langston shooting 40% and Southwestern 45% from the field.
It's a 1-point ball game now.
The telling stat is that 21 turnovers for both ball clubs, and there's still 10 minutes left in this ball game, and perhaps it could be a battle of who commits the fewest turnovers, Tim. That might win this game.
That might be, that's exactly what it's going to be.
Keep an eye on that.
Lugo barely avoids the travel.
Over to Griffin. She fakes, shoots up against the side of the backboard. No good. She was too far on the inside of the baseline, unable to get a clean look at it, and Langston will recover. Now here's a steal from Lugo. Up ahead, and a tipped back by Langston, by Randolph.
And that is
She's still got the ball. She's going to take it to the rack, and a whistle to foul, and she'll go shoot 2.
That is not the kind of mistake you want to make. SAGU has had literally 0 fast break opportunities all game. Langston's been too fast on defense. You finally get one right there, and you turn it right back over with an inaccurate pass. That's the 3rd foul on Cassie Cox with 9:31 remaining.
That's her first foul since about 5 minutes left into the first half. So it's a borderline call whether you keep her in, Tim. She's got 3 fouls, 9 minutes left. You need those. You need her rebounds. That's what you need. But here's an offensive rebound. Put back, no good. Another shot, no good. Tip from Harberton over to Cox. Woo.
And the Lions pull Lady Lions pull a little Neo move there and dodge a couple bullets. And the game is now tied. They do not trail yet. They need to start scoring again, though. They've stalled out on offense over the last few minutes.
Now 5 on the shot clock. Lugo launches a 3.
They're just
off the mark.
They're just being forced to take too many low percentage shots. The shot clock's running down on them. Lugo has no choice but to take the long 3 from the top. And at that point, you're just hoping you have the right accuracy. You're not getting anything that you want to get.
And they're going to whistle Cox. Over the back, it looked like. She reached over the back to block that shot. I guess she had too much contact. And Cox, now that's her 4th foul, and she will come out now with 8:38 left in the ball game. Now for her will be Sierra Hankins.
Now she has to come out.
And Lugo will also get a break. And the spark plug for the Lions the last couple games, Bethany Kroc checks in for Andrea.
So now you're absent one of your best rebounders, best defenders in a tie ball game with 8.5 minutes left. Traveling on Langston.
Victoria Felix whistled for the travel. A 6-foot senior from Spencer, Oklahoma. And the full court pressure is alive and well once again as Southwestern, a tip pass almost batted away. Now she needs to get across that line. Okay, she makes it. It's just right at the 10-second mark. She's not in a hurry, but she was close to a violation. Now down to 10 seconds on the shot clock. A lot of time wasting. And a loose ball, it's going to stay right here with 5 left on the shot clock.
SAGU just unable to get any sort of look before it comes down to desperation territory.
Right, here comes Hill over to Harberton, a 3. Play on, rebound, Langston. You hear the buzzer, but clearly before the buzzer rattled off, the shot was taken, so we'll keep playing. Langston now looking to take their first lead in a long time. And they have their first lead in a long time. That's Jasmine Randolph with a nice move for the left side of the court. Broke through that zone and puts the Langston Lady Lions up 41-39.
For SAGU, they only have 9 points in this half.
Clock for 3. Yeah, she's got it!
That's what they needed right there. You only had 9 points in the half. Just found yourself behind. Croc pulls up.
Oh, that could be a charge. It is a charge. Croc on the ground, but she takes the charge for her team. Slow in getting up. Coach Beatles calls her the toughest player on the team. Nose broken 5 times, and she is a scrapper. She kind of shakes the cobwebs out. And after that 3, sets up quickly and takes the charge.
That's why we've called her such a spark plug. She breaks the monotony of SAGU being unable to score and get any sort of good look, and then just stands in strong. She doesn't have a whole lot of height to be throwing around out there.
They got about 1 second. It's going to be a violation. Oh, I guess since I'm not sure why you're 14 seconds past the shot clock. Maybe I'm missing something, but they were 4 seconds past the 10-second violation. A travel finally called, perhaps because Langston touched the ball. I'm not sure. Maybe they reset it, but
I think the ball was slightly tipped.
Either way, Langston gets the ball back. They are just down 1 as we approach 6:50 left in this ball game.
Sierra Hankins does a great job of shutting off that option.
There's a 3 ball. Finds its mark.
Just beyond the 3-point line.
Randolph puts Langston up by 2.
And now SAGU has to find a way to consistently break this press over the last 6.5 minutes.
Harberton, a curl, a whistle, a foul. Harberton clapping, and not quite a shooting foul. Well, she's lining up as if there is one.
So they are going to
they're going to say she was shooting.
That is the 4th foul on Jasmine Randolph. By the latest count, she's been a mild contributor for the game so far.
David Johnson, the coach for Langston, saying she was shooting. She was in the act of shooting. Arguing that call with the referee, but to be honest, it didn't look like she was in the act of shooting, but the ref saw it another way, so on the line, Harberton.
She makes the second, cuts the lead to 1. 1-point game, 6:20 remaining. SAGU, their main concern right now is offense.
Did Harberton touch that? She did.
They're going to talk. And it's being ruled from the other side of the court that she did, in fact, tip it. Possession remains with Langston.
Randolph's going to stay in the game. It's a nice baseline move. A reverse layup for Victoria Felix. Puts Langston up by 3 now in this what's become a seesaw battle. We've seen the lead change several times. Now Langston with their largest lead since early in the first half, or midway through the first half. And now can SAGU respond? Croc goes baseline. Out of bounds Langston with 6 seconds left on the shot clock. They'll have to come up with a play in a hurry to get an open look from this pesky man-to-man Langston defense. And a pass inside off the foot of Victoria Felix. Now 5 on the shot clock. Ball will shift to the other side of the basketball backboard.
5 to shoot now.
She finds a cutting Harvington who puts a shot up. Will reset the shot clock. She gets her own rebound, but now a steal here from Eliza Payne. Heads up play from Payne. Harvington got her own offensive board, had a chance to reset things real quick on trying to reset the ball to her point guard, and Payne right there to cut that ball off.
She had the risk of going out of bounds, so she had to throw the risky pass. Another bad pass from Langston. Ball will go right back to SAGU. Into the game comes Jessica Sodich. Out comes Harvington, and as well as Lugo will step in, and she will step in for Kroc. 5:06 remaining. SAGU down by 3. And what is a very critical Red River Conference matchup. Lugo splits, keeps going. And a bad pass. Lugo.
Another turnover.
Lugo just got moving too quickly there. She split the full court press and trying to find Hill, overthrew her.
And a timeout on the court. Head coach David Johnson wants to talk it over. We've reached 4 minutes and 52 seconds left in this ball game, and it's a 46-43 advantage for Langston. Let's go now to the stands, where standing by our courtside reporter Tyler Evans is with head coach Hank Moore. Tyler.
Hello, here I have Hank Moore, the head coach for the Lady Lions volleyball team. Now, as the volleyball coach, how is it watching your two volleyball players, Jessica Sodich and Cassie Cox, transition into being basketball players?
It's a lot of fun to watch those girls play both sports. Cassie and Jessica both love basketball. They love volleyball. They're two of our better players, but they're also doing real well out here. It's fun to watch them get to do what they enjoy.
Now, as a bystander, what do you take away from watching these basketball games that influence your own coaching?
I like to watch the coaches. I like to watch what they do at timeouts. I like to watch Coach Beatles work that sideline. He's one of my life mentors, a great man. He's fun to watch coach. Does a great job.
Thank you so much, Coach. Your support is welcomed. Back to you, Robinson.
All right, thank you so much, Ms. Tyler. Thank you, head coach Hank Moore. Got our audio cleaned up that time. And I want to thank a Facebook fan for helping us with some corrections. Something I've just learned that Donald Kroc, I'm assuming a family member of Bethany, has reminded us or informed us, thank you, Donald, that there is no 10-second violation in NCAA or NAIA women's basketball. So I didn't know that. I did not know that. So thank you, Mr. Kroc.
Well, I mean, we can just say we were trying to build tension.
Yeah, we could have said that, but Mr. Kroc, he caught us.
But the truth is, there's a thick rule book out there, and we missed that one. But hey,
well,
that
it makes sense.
That is why we want you on Facebook, so you can tell us how to do our job.
I make all kinds of mistakes.
We need you. We need you, Facebook fans and SAGU Sports Live fans. So be sure and like us on Facebook and help us out.
And there's a layup up and in from the big man for the Lady Langston.
Amber Coleman.
Yes, Coleman for the Lady Lions of Langston puts Langston up by 5 now.
Critical possessions now for SAGU. Down by 5. You cannot afford to go down by 3 or 4 possessions, not with just over 4 minutes remaining.
Lugo puts it up. Too strong, but she'll go to the stripe for 2.
4:11 remaining now, and again, critical free throws coming up here for SAGU. On the game, they're just 5 for 14 from the chair. I'm sorry, that's three-pointers. Not nearly as bad as that. They're 10 for 15 from free throws.
And there's one that drops. These are very important free throws. Now you're nearing that mark, 3-4 minutes left in the game, where every possession really matters. Every free throw really matters when it's tight like this. And she's able to sink both of them to cut the lead to 3.
I mean, if you're behind, you want it to be a one-possession game with you're holding the ball last. You don't want to be resorting into fouling, and especially not when you have some players like Cassie Cox in foul trouble.
Another reverse layup. I think it's from the same player who had that a few moments ago. It is. It's Victoria Felix repeats that offensive reverse layup from right to left. Now here's Lugo with the floater. Oh, almost offensive board Hank, and she's fouled. And Felix called on that foul. The 6th foul against Langston. It's going to be the 3rd foul on Felix. And that'll put Hankins back on the line.
Lugo just couldn't make it fall. She laid it in perfectly, and the rim just wasn't so friendly. Big free throws for Sierra.
Good.
She hits the first.
Now Cox comes back in with 4 fouls. Beadle's gambling that she's got to keep her hands clean, and Griffin will take a seat.
Well, you got to put her in now. I mean, whether she fouls out or not, you need her on the court at the moment. She's not any good on the bench one way or the other, so need her out there right now with big possessions coming up.
Second free throw, no good from Hankins. Remains a 4-point lead with 3:36 left to play here at the Schaefer Center. And if you're near Waxahachie or on campus, come and check out the final few minutes of this ladies women's basketball game, and then stay tuned. Right after this game, we have the second half of our doubleheader, the men.
Another big turnover by Langston. SAGU scoops it up. Big chance to cut this back to a 1-possession ball game.
And now there's a steal for Langston. She lays it up and in. That's Randolph again. 6-point advantage.
The critical error you couldn't commit. You forced the turnover that you needed, and then you commit that error.
And there's going to be another turnover.
Oh, but no.
Wait, whoa. No, it's a white ball. It looked like a turnover, or maybe she stepped out of bounds, but that's not the call at all.
They're saying the ball went out of bounds, but they're saying the ball went out of bounds on Langston. Lugo was confused by it. She was trotting back on defense.
She didn't believe it herself, but she'll take it. We're now under 3 minutes to play, and you've got to get points on the board either way. Free throws, field goal, a 3-point shot. You've got to get points on the board in this possession if you're Southwestern. Lugo gives it a shot, off the mark, no good. Almost pulled in by Cox. Langston.
Got to make a stand here. Got to make a defensive stand, or then you'll be forced into fouling territory, hoping for missed free throws. Langston's been turning it over all night. You got to really pressure him, make him force another turnover here. And there's another turnover.
There's that skip pass. That came from Osborne and just too strong.
Coach Johnson very upset. He's seen that happen way too many times tonight. Just an errant pass. And at the moment, well, I'm not going to say it keeps SAGU in the game, but it gives SAGU another golden opportunity to make it a 1-possession game with a 3-pointer.
Lugo finds Hill in the corner. Offensive board, Sodich in trouble, sets back up for Hill. And we'll reset one more time.
Under 2 minutes to go now. Hill open.
Here's Hill again for 3. No good, offensive board. Cox, but unable to pull it in out of bounds. Langston will retain possession. And now we're under 2 minutes to play. And Langston, Lady Lions hold a 6-point advantage over Southwestern.
Yeah, 2 open shots from Taylor Hill. She couldn't make either of them fall. And Cassie Cox had the chance at the offensive rebound, but it went out. And now with another 2 minutes left, SAGU with their backs against the wall, needing another big stop as they trail 52-46.
Well, you see both coaches talking to the players. If you're Beatles, you've got to apply that full court pressure. And if you're head coach David Johnson, you got to be happy with your team's play the last 6-7 minutes.
You got to be happy with the fact you're taking the lead. I mean, you can't be happy about the fact that you still turned it over time and time again. You're leaving it open for Lady Lions, where all they need to do is make a shot or two and they're back in this game. He's fortunate enough that his defense has been able to stand, continue to force turnovers, not allow, besides that last one by Taylor Hill, not allow very high percentage opportunities. So Langston up by 6, 52-46 with 1:50 left.
No full court pressure applied yet. The Beatles waiting perhaps till we're under a minute, but he's going to have to apply pressure soon. He hopes to catch this Langston team.
SAGU with just 16 points in the second half. Langston's defense done a great job. Shot clock down to 5.
Randolph. She's got the fire one from long range, way off the mark. As the shot clock expires, Jasmine Randolph had no choice but to heave it up there, and now we're under 1:15 remaining.
SAGU
shooting down by 6.
And SAGU shooting just 29% here in this second half. They need that to change over the next 2 to 3 shots to be able to come back and have a chance at this one.
Got to get the ball inside and stop this clock.
And you don't want to run this clock too much lower. Sodic.
Sodic just got it. It's good. Cuts the lead to 3 and a timeout on the court. Sodic from the corner delivers for the Lady Lions.
Jessica Sodic is 3 for 3 from three-point range tonight with a huge three-pointer there. Cuts it back to a 3-point game. 54 seconds left. Clutch shooting from Jessica Sodic.
And now here comes the full court pressure as we're under a minute to play with a 1-possession game. And now again, there is no 10-second violation, so they could actually run the clock off right where they're at, and that's not going to happen as Southwestern applies plenty of pressure now.
Langston will be content to run the clock somewhat. Double dribble!
Turnover! Randolph turned it over. A double dribble, and she can't believe it.
Coach Beatles is asking for a timeout. He has 2 left, and he's going to get one. I'm sorry, he has 3 left. He'll get it.
The Langston Lady Lions have committed 3 turnovers in the last 5 minutes of the game. There's now under a minute to play, so 3 turnovers in 4 minutes to play. SAGU just 1 turnover. We thought it was 2, but that out-of-bounds play kept SAGU at just 1 turnover. So Langston not handling the ball, and as a result, it's just a 3-point game.
And now you have 2 options for SAGU. You go for the quick 2, try to foul, try to force another turnover. You've been forcing them left and right. Langston's committed 26, SAGU's committed 26. We'll make it 27 with that last one by Langston.
I think if they can find Sodic open in the corner, let her shoot it. If not, get the ball into Hankins or Cox or drive, penetrate, dish, try to stop the clock with a whistle. Get these points while that clock is not moving, or like I said, if you can find Jessica Sodic and that corner ball for a 3-ball shot, go for it. But you cannot just dribble at the top of the court and wait for something to happen. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, you got to come find something offensively here, whether it is the 3 to try to tie or a quick 2, cut it to 1, play stout defense, try to force a turnover. You can score and then try to play defense. You don't have to score and foul immediately. Langston's been pretty efficient from free throw range. They've hit 7 of their 8 attempts tonight. 37 seconds left. SAGU won't come out in much of a hurry, perhaps indicating they are looking for the 3 points.
Lugo finds Hill. Back to Lugo. 18 of the shot clock. She's got Sodic underneath. Lays it up and in. And it's a 1-point ball game. 52-51. An outstanding pass to Sodic.
Perfect. Just pulled them out. And again, they had Langston thinking the whole way they're going for the 3 points. Found Sodic on the inside, lays it in, full timeout by Southwestern.
That is exactly what happened. The defender for Sodic was respecting that 3 for 3 from 3-point land that she's earned. And when Sodic saw that, she slipped underneath that defender on the block, waiting for the pass from Lugo, and she delivered.
So now SAGU trails by 1. What you can do here, you apply that full court pressure. You really try to force that turnover. You can't let it run too long, though. You have about 4 or 5 seconds to try to force a turnover. Then you have to foul, send Langston to the line. And one way or the other, even if they make both, then SAGU still has the chance to knock down the game-tying 3.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
it will be a 1-possession game, irregardless. And SAGU should get the ball back with a chance at least to tie this game.
And they do have a timeout left as well, SAGU. So if they do foul and Langston makes 1 or 2 of the free throws, SAGU can try to advance it across midcourt, call the timeout, get the inbounds play.
The only thing that can hurt Southwestern is a quick 3-point shot that somehow finds the bottom of the basket, which is highly unlikely at this point in the ball game.
Official game clock here in the stadium is 23.6 seconds. So SAGU will have actually about 7 or 8 seconds to just play mad dog defense, try to force another Langston turnover.
And a quick foul from Lugo. Maybe 1 second goes off the clock. Not even a second. 0.9 seconds takes off. We're at 22.7, and that is not in the bonus. We're not in the bonus yet.
That's not the bonus. That's a very good move. I had not double-checked that scoreboard. That's just the 6th foul for SAGU. So now they can play really aggressive defense, and the foul will send Langston to the line for the 1-and-1.
They get the ball into Coleman, and she is mugged. Lugo, the offender, And to the line will go
Amber Coleman. And she's not showing up on my top 3 free throw shooters for Langston. The third free throw shooter is Brown, shooting 65%. So it's safe to say Coleman shoots less than 65.
Mid-60s, probably. Yeah, well, we're about to find out if she can deliver for Langston. The first one up, and it is no good. And it's going to stay here. Cox can't believe that call. They're saying it went off Cox's fingertips.
Cox got it. There was pressure from the back.
Randolph.
SAGU
gets the ball in. Beatles calling for a foul. Langston playing keep away, content to play keep away.
Langston
now under 10 seconds. They're going to have to foul now. They've got to foul. They've got to go man to man.
Unbelievable. Langston able to pass the ball around for
15 seconds.
Yes, wow.
Went off the game clock, and now you're left with 3.6 seconds. You will conceivably have a shot at a tie or possibly a win while they're after this first free throw. No good. You got to call timeout. They don't call timeout. They do call timeout now. They didn't initially. It was Hill alertly called timeout. Hankins got the rebound, and Hill signaled timeout as soon as she could. Now there's 1.6 seconds left on the shot clock here in the gymnasium. It shows 2 on your screen. However, there's going to be a discussion as to how much time is actually left. It looked like there was 2.6 when the timeout was called.
Yeah, it looked like about then. We'll see exactly what the referees might discuss it. Stunning play. Well, SAGU now has seen Langston miss 2 free throws. The first one was the biggest. Cassie Cox apparently had the position for the rebound. The call went against her. It was close. Those are the hardest things to call. You've got a bang-bang play. I mean, just tip, and you have to decide who has the ball.
It looked like Southwestern was still playing a zone defense, which is why they were able to just pass the ball around. And you've got to go man-to-man and foul the person that has the ball, period.
And Langston spread enough. They did a good job spreading out to make it to where they had no chance. They were having to chase after. So now, if 1.6 is what is remaining, SAGU will have a prayer. They'll have to throw the ball deep down the court and just toss it up. They're only down by 1, so this would be the game-winning shot no matter where it's taken. So this is, it's pretty much going to have to heave down the court, grab and shoot.
Here we go. 1.6 is...
SAGU can't be this far back on offense, can they?
The game clock. Here's Sodich. She gonna throw it deep and not a heave from Lugo. No good. Falls to the ground. And this ball game is over, and Langston escapes with a 52-51 win after being up by 8, found themselves down by 6. Able to scrap back and come away with the win here at the Schaefer Center in a really a tightly contested battle throughout the second half, Tim.
Yeah, and a tough one for SAGU. I'm very surprised by the last play, not trying to get anybody down the court. I mean, they just were content to settle for what was a desperation further than half-court shot from Lugo, but it's what SAGU has to settle for. Well, we'll go to a quick commercial break. We'll be back with quick post-game analysis, followed up by the men's game right after this.